Since winning a judgment from the Superior Court in December 2012, some of the former owners of the Dandan property, where the Luzon landfill now sits, have been paid $10.9 million out of the $29 million that's owed. But as far as who was paid and by how much, it's still unclear. And that's a problem, at least for solid waste federal receivers Gershman, Bruckner, and Bratton. Principal Associate David Manning has told PNC that he believes the reason the governor's office is withholding that information is to protect the governor and his family. Calvo's Insurance, which is owned by Governor Eddie Calvo's family, is listed as one of the former Luzon landowners who stand to receive compensation. But in its latest filing in district court, the governor's legal counsel, Sandra Miller, says the only thing they're trying to protect is private tax information. Because some of the landowners elected to be paid through tax credits, their private information, which is meant to be confidential, would have to be turned over to the court, which could make it public. The governor's office goes on to cite Guam laws that protect private tax information. In addition, they also point out that GBB was never interested in the land condemnation proceedings and even opted to stay out of any mediation for compensation. It wasn't until after Gov Guam had settled with the former landowners for tax credits that Miller says GBB became interested. Miller contends that how the former landowners were paid is irrelevant. What ultimately matters is simply the fact that payment was made, she says. However, GBB, in its response to Miller, says the tax documents they are asking for should not contain any confidential tax information. What they seek is a Department of Revenue tax form, which is essentially a certificate that confirms a taxpayer's election of tax credits and the amount they are owed. The certificate does not ask for private information such as Social Security numbers or employer identification numbers. GBB believes, therefore, since this certificate is not a tax return, it is not covered under the law.